Hello my crafty friends, it's Crystal with Happy to Plan. I am so excited. I'm going to be sharing a new series with you today in the coming weeks to come. So a little backstory. I am part of Cheaply Chic's design team. She has been a dear friend of mine for several years now, and when she came out with collections, I snatched it up, grabbed it up, took the first one, and I have every single collection that she has put out except for one, which the fact that I have to say except for one bothers me more than you could possibly know. The fact that I don't have that collection, I'm just like, oh, why didn't I buy that collection? But anyway, that's beside the point. I have just really been a fan of hers and her work, and she's just so talented and incredible. And I am excited to share what I am going to be sharing with you. So basically it's going to be a series. I'm going to do top 10 of 5 items. So 5 different things. So, and I'm really excited because it'll give me opportunity to kind of flip through and share some of the ideas that I've created and some of the things that I've done in these journals. And it'll also kind of inspire me and make me think, okay, yeah, I want to do more of that in the next journals, or kind of give me different ideas. So I did a lot of planning to put this series together, so I hope that you guys enjoy, and I just want to go ahead and jump right in. And the first one that I'm going to start with is appliques, laces, and ribbons, and fabric. So kind of those different components, that kind of like fabric-y component, and how I love using that particular element in my journals and the different ways that I have used it. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one that I wanted to share is from the Wings journal, and it's this applique lace right here. And the reason that I love this particular kind of page and how I used this piece of lace, first of all, the lace is from the Dollar Tree. It is a headband that they sell there, and so it was only $1, which I think is a great price. Granted, you don't get that much of it, but for this type of applique kind of looking thing with the little gold, I'm not sure if you could see the gold flecks in it, but I just love this specifically in this journal because I feel like the little appliques look like wings, or have the kind of illusion of being like a wing-like thing. And yeah, I just really love how I incorporated it into this whole page, and I love how it sticks out of the front, and just these little pieces stick out, and yeah, I really love that. So that's the first one I wanted to share with you. Next one I want to share with you is from the Homegrown collection. This one is pretty simple. It's the way that I use lace on this little postcard that I made. And I love this postcard because I feel like I love that it says the home sweet home. I had a little ephemera piece that said that, and this is like a homegrown journal. And I love how I added this lace to this little pool right here to give it some dimension. And then of course I love the way that it looks when it's closed. So that is the reason I love that. And it's very simple, and but I feel like that just adds something to it, that I can kind of like pull it out and then it has the lace on there. I don't know, I just love that. So the next one I want to share is from the Grace journal. Is these little patch appliques that I purchased. I want to say I got this, I think my friend gave these to me because she was destashing a bunch of stuff, so she had these in her collection, and I snatched them because they were so cute. The reason that I love this specifically on this page is I feel like the fairy is kind of dancing to the flowers. And before, without that there, she wasn't really going anywhere on the page. But now she's like dancing to the flowers. And I love how I used kind of the colors really matched really well, and then that pop of purple in a couple of the different flowers. So yeah, I really love that. The next one I wanted to share actually comes from the Sunny Days collection, and that is this fabric flip. Now, so yeah, I really love this because I feel like it really matches the collection so well. It was bright white, and I did tea dye it. What I did was I sprayed water onto the tea dyed oxidized, the Tim Holtz, if I remember correctly, I had a plastic sheet, like a plastic mat, and then I stamped some of the Tim Holtz vintage photo onto the stamp, and then I sprayed it with water and then like wiped it up with this to kind of take away the whiteness of it. And I like how that turned out. And then I just added some pieces at the top, and it's a little fabric flip that I could write down some stuff in here. I haven't used this one yet, but I really like how it kind of brings the whole theme together, and I love the green against the green paper that's in the journal. So yeah, I really like that. Next one that I wanted to share with you is from the Choose Love collection. And this is a index card thing. And I think it's supposed to be for business cards. So like there's little slits in it that you could put your business card in. And apparently I've glued this. Oh no, there it goes. It comes out. So yeah, this is a playing card that came with the collection, and it just kind of slips in there. And I really wanted to use this piece in the collection, but I didn't like that the little holes were there. I wanted them to be, I wanted to make it part of the design. So what I did was I took some of this eyelash trim and weeded it through the thing so it looked like it was kind of like on purpose that I had the holes there. And I really love it because I love how it sticks out of this little journal and how it kind of just hangs out on the journal page. And I just think that was a good way of using this component that I really wanted to use and make it part of the design. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you is from the Give Thanks journal, and it's this little pull tab that I added to this tag. And these were just pieces that happened to be laying on my table when I was creating, and I pulled them together and made a little pull for this piece right here. It goes right into this little pocket here. And I think that was so cute how I just used some scrap pieces to make this cute little pool. And so this is ribbon with a little leaf on it. And then this was little fabric pieces that were sitting there. So yeah, so that just sets right in there and it kind of sticks out of the book. And I really like that. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to share with you is in this Cherish collection. And it's this applique. So I got this applique, I want to say it might have come in the collection, maybe not. I think this applique was from my stash. I don't remember exactly where I got it, but I really love how I used this. So what I did was I took this envelope that came in the collection and I glued it to this page. And I made it a pocket, so like a little tuck spot pocket here. And then when I put the applique over it, I kind of left this part open so that it could tuck in underneath it. And I think, given the fact that it is like a Valentine's Day themed collection, I just love how that kind of looks together. And the way that I used it to make it like a little part of the tuck spot. In the Give Thanks journal. So a couple honorable mentions that I just had to point out because I love them too. One of them is from the Be Merry journal. Is added the little tab pieces. This was a piece of lace that I had that literally was connected, and all I had was this little piece, and it was connected, so it was one big like lace piece, and it just so happened to have 4 little bumpy things, like 4 little applique parts. So I was able to trim them off and they fit perfectly in these little gift tags that I had. And I love it. I love how this looks. I love that it kind of sticks out, and how I think it's the fact that I had this one little piece that happened to have 4 little things, and then I cut it and it was like they fit perfectly on these little tags. It was like one of those design moments that I just remember when I was designing it. I was like, oh, these are perfect. So I love that. The other one I love is from the Breve collection. This one, I love how I use the cheesecloth here at the top to make a ruffle. I honestly don't really remember how I did this. I think I just bunched it up. I think it's kind of bunched up like almost like a little, like I pinched it and then I glued it down and then kind of flattened it out when I put this piece on there. And I just think that just adds something to it. It almost kind of looks like a cloud in the sky because of the blue behind the page. So I really like that. So then the other one that I like is this Be Brave. And it is how I did this right here. This piece was a piece of white lace, and what I did was I colored it. So I took some dyes that I had and I sprayed them and I colored it and I made it ombre kind of effect. And for this particular one, I just love how it looks in this page with this blue, and then I added the gold, and I kind of did the same thing when I stamped up here at the top. I used the same colors, so it has that same effect. So I love how that looks. The next one is from the Serenity journal, and it's this little piece right here. This little netting piece came with the collection, and I don't even know if you can really see it in the video, but it's literally what I did is I just snipped off a little tiny piece of the tulle, and I put it behind it, and I just love the dimension that it gives. And it kind of, I love that it puts the, I don't know, maybe you can kind of see how that makes this kind of stand out. But by putting this on top of it, it kind of sets that ticket into the background more, and kind of makes the butterfly pop a little bit more. Just that simple little thing there, that little element there, really kind of changed the way that that ticket looked. And it made this butterfly piece kind of be more in the foreground instead of the background. I don't know. So yeah, I really love that. Okay, the next thing is the Timeless journal. And I love how I used this piece of kind of lace applique. I don't even really remember what this is from. It has a straight edge here and a straight edge here, but a raw edge here. So I don't know what it would have made that shape. Like why, I don't know. I don't remember what this piece looked like when it was whole. But I do love how I was able to kind of use the curve of the applique or whatever this was to kind of make a pocket, and then how it had like a little straight edge here, and it has like a finished edge on these two sides, and it just lended itself really well to this little side pocket thing. And then I love that it's see-through, so you can see the tag leaves kind of underneath it, and it kind of wove, because the applique has little flowers in it, so it kind of looks like the applique has little leaves behind it. So I really like how that whole thing turned out. Okay, the last one I want to share is just from this Sew collection, the Sew Crafty collection. And I just have to share these pom-pom balls. I just love this. When I'm looking at this collection, or when I'm looking at this book, that's kind of the first thing I see is these big pom-pom balls, and I just love them. And I have to remind myself of that I really like how that looks, so that I can use those more in my journals, because I don't really use them a lot. I don't actually think, I think the only other one that I have is from the Be Brave collection. It's these little tiny ones. And yeah, I just really love how that looks, and it's fun to play with them. So yeah, so that is really all of the different ideas that I love in regards to my collection and using fabric and lace and appliques. It's definitely an element that I include in pretty much all of my journals that I make, as some kind of form of like fabric or lace or ribbon or something. Typically multiple times in my journals, and I just love it. It's definitely an element that I love using. And yeah, so I thought that I really hope that you guys like these videos. I'll have the next one out next week. And if you want to see the list of what I'm going to be sharing, it is in the description box with the dates that I'm going to be sharing those with you. So check back again if you want to see the continuation of the series. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Bye.